Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and on this list right here, I have some stuff that you might want to pay attention to. These are a list of the stocks, the ticker symbols that, according to topstonks.com, are being mentioned the most on social media, being mentioned the most on Reddit, places like that. Now, why is that important? Well, because right now there's kind of this weird transitional shift in the way investing is being done. It's interesting. Some would say it's historic. I think it is because of the advent of social media, but it's not unprecedented because you actually had the roaring 20s where you had a lot of what they call uninformed investors jumping into the market and thinking their money just sort of comes out of the sky, that it's easy to make money. And unfortunately, at least historically, they usually find out that that's not the case. Just right now, the stock market's doing really well, and it looks like making money is really easy. So one of the things I read today in the Wall Street Journal was that there are a lot of Redditors who are bragging about how little they know about stock market investing, how they're making money, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of followers, and kind of the blind leading the blind. And I don't judge that at all. It's fine. I don't care. But let me just explain something to you. In graduate school, when I was working on my PhD in finance, we talked about uninformed investors and some areas where you can actually get away with being somewhat uninformed if you follow a couple key principles. But really, for the most part, when you're picking individual stocks, kind of following the trends, engaging in what David Hirschleifer refers to as herding behavior, it can lead you off a cliff. And I think right now you're sort of seeing some of these growth stocks really getting hammered. But here's the deal. I'm also a pretty good poker player. I've actually won tournaments with literally hundreds and hundreds of people in them. And poker is a great game of psychology, strategy, and mathematics. And one of the things in poker, we have a term in poker, we have what are the sharks and what they call the fish. I would consider myself to be a shark in poker because I'm pretty good and I've been able to beat some really good players. And one of the things about being a fish is that sometimes being a fish means you get overconfident, and everybody can identify this guy, the guy who gets there and he gets lucky a couple times and he's like, yeah, look at me, I'm making all the money. And then he starts slinging around chips. He starts getting real comfortable, real confident, just throwing his money out there. And then eventually one of the sharks comes and eats his butt up. And if you're a shark, you know how to play against the fish. You know how to spot them. You know where the money resides, so to speak. So what I want to say to you guys is be really thoughtful, because if you're going in the market kind of blind, you are a fish, and the sharks will eat you up. And I just say this also to the fellow sharks, the people that want to be sharks. They want to be informed. They want to be intelligent. They want to think through their decisions. There's a ton of money being made right now from the people that are jumping into these stocks. The reason Wall Street's now carefully following what the fish are doing is because they want to know where they can eat. They want to know where the money resides, so to speak. And so basically, one of the things, for example, in stockoptionsmasterclass.com, I actually had a masterclass on how to use stock options. And one of the things I like to do is I like to identify stocks like these stocks that are getting all this crazy activity from uninformed investors, most of whom don't have a lot of capital. So what they're doing is they're buying stock options. Well, when a lot of people want to buy something, the price tends to go up. And when prices go up, you don't buy, you actually sell. You do the opposite of what they're doing. So when all the fish are buying, I start selling. So what I'll do is I'll go take a position in some of these stocks. I'll start selling the stock options, and they pay me money, and then the stock doesn't do what they think it's going to do, and then I get to keep that money. So it doesn't mean you should exploit people or take advantage of them, but it does mean you want to be a shark. You don't want to be a fish. Make sure you're smart. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm out of here, guys. Have a great day. Love you. See you soon. Peace.